What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the stream. I apologize for the delay. Battle.net, it was just causing everybody fritz, and it's just due to the fact of its security. When somebody's playing in a completely another state, you know, far away, and then they sign into another account, it red flags it and kind of puts it on suspension. So that's where we're having problems. It's nothing on the venue. It's just Battle.net causing everybody problems. But let's talk about what has transpired so far, Chef, on this Pool A and Pool B, and we're about to kick off Pool C.
Yeah, so, you know, Pool A and Pool B, we had a lot going on. ATK sitting at 3-0 at the top. And we also got the Wrecked Baby Beavers sitting at 3-0. So those are our top seed players. We got Team Performance actually lost one of the rounds. The third round we didn't get to catch on the stream. And 2-1 sitting at Dax's team as well. And you can finish up the rest here, Graf.
Yeah, so for Group A, we have the Backpackers. They finished at 1-2, and then Infinite eSports surprisingly went 0-3. So both of those teams, they're going to be starting in the losers bracket. And then going into Pool B, you have CEC Academy and Yummy Tings, 1-2 and 0-3 as well. Unfortunately, they got taken down. But let's actually talk about the team coming up and playing right now. It's going to be Extortion going up against the NM boys. Extortion, we have Light, Ruka, Welpy, and Amuse. And I know Ruka, he's the youngest player. They're calling him, you know, the young gun of the team. He'll be one of the contender guests due to the fact having the problem with Battle.net. I guess, who are you looking for on Extortion to maybe turn it up here?
You know, like they're saying, the young player here, Ruka, definitely want to see him turn it up. You know, being young, coming out to something like this, definitely huge for your career in Call of Duty. So this is his chance to show up, show out, and really see what it's all about, and show us what he can do, and the viewers at home as well. You know, whether he continues with this team or, you know, him and his teammates move up through the ranks, get more towards a professional Call of Duty in the challengers. You know, this is the step. This is what he needs to show off, and you know, it's put up or shut up kind of cooking he has to do here. So, you know, if he performs, he's going to be brought back. If he underperforms, you know, it's possible his spot gets put up.
Yeah, absolutely. I know Light, he was a former Halo player and now kind of making that transition into Call of Duty. I'm kind of excited to see his experience and what he brings to the table. But let's talk about the next roster coming up. It will be the NM boys. I believe that is the New Mexico boys. So they're coming in just from a state over, as you have Dahmers, Electric MC, Maddie, and Stratus. I've had the pleasure of casting Dahmers and Electric. Electric is a guy that is truly one of those entry sub players, super ratty in the Search and Destroy, so I'm excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, Search and Destroy definitely hot tonight. We haven't seen a control match yet, so, you know, it's interesting whether, you know, the control experience even matters here. If they keep getting 2-0'd like we've been casting so far, I'd like to see one go the distance. Graf, what do you think? Are we going to see a distance pool set here, or are we just going to go 2-0?
I have a feeling this is going to be our first time seeing the map 3, and speaking of, let's go over and see and take a look at the maps. We're actually just going to be having it like it was in round 1 for those A and B pools. You have the Mercado Hardpoint, Asilo, S&D, and then Control Hotel, and this is going to kind of be one of those interesting ones where we haven't seen too much from either side, but I will have to give the side of the NM boys the edge.
Okay. I mean, it could really go either way. You know, Mercado with that HP, we've seen how one-sided it can get, especially starting out, how that P1 plays out, and then how you can control that P2. Asilo S&D, you've seen, you know, if you can run different strats, get that A-bomb down, defend it, you know, you just can't get the 1v4s like we've seen on Mercado. But, you know, maybe if this goes off to hotel control, that hotel, you could go back and forth. It could definitely go to that 5th round on the distance. But Mercado HP, you know, that's going to be loading up here. We got all the players ready. Any players you think is going to be strong in this hard point?
The guy that I'm going to be looking for is Ruka, the young gun for the squad of the side. Excuse me.
Extortion.
Extortion, thank you. He's going to be the player to look out for. I know even the captain, Light, he was saying this guy, he's got a lot of talent, and I'm curious to see what he can do for his first LAN event. This is going to be exciting to be able to watch these twos go at it, as it looks like everybody's set up and ready to go. So let's kick this one off, as I know everybody's been waiting patiently for another series.
Yes.
We have been too, and so hopefully we can hop on into this one relatively quick. It looks like potentially we're still waiting, and no, we're loading on in. But Ruka, the player to highlight, I guess, what are your predictions on this series coming up, Chef?
I'd like to see Ruka kick it off. I think you coming out here, new coming out of Halo, all this stuff. I think that he's going to show up. He's going to go crazy. Maybe we're going to see the back of him, the rest of his teammates. But, it could go the other way. He could be taking ego chows, just showing off a little too much what he can do. But it really, I think, is on the back of him, With the teamwork, you need all 4 players, and if one's strong, he's going to pull the rest of the team with him. If he's weak, he's going to pull the team down with him. So I think Extortion can get this one here 2-1.
And it's kind of that's been the problems for a lot of these teams, right? They lose some of these close hard points. It's because a player started out slow. And I know that's kind of difficult. And maybe we didn't get a player load on in, unfortunately, and already having maybe potentially the wrong sides. Is it looks like everybody's just kind of getting a few team kills here. But I guess on the other side, Dahmers, since he is probably one of the slower ARs, and let's talk about the Mercado map coming up, it's going to be kind of interesting to see how he plays this one, as it doesn't look like anything's getting reset at the end, and it looks like everybody's loading on out, and maybe every team was on the wrong side. Mercado, one of those maps where you really have to harp on getting a solid hold. We saw that with team performance. They weren't rotating relatively well, but they were able to get those breaks.
Yeah, hopefully just everyone can load in here. Really just kind of figure it out here. I think maybe the contender guesses were backwards. I think they were.
Oh,
everyone was in. I seen all 8 players, but we'll get that figured out for sure. Not much we could really see off of that. It seemed like everyone was pretty aggressive going in. SMGs were definitely ready to get out there, get some kills, get on that point. It looked like they were playing P1 too, from what I seen just starting out. A lot of players just want that P2 immediately, but that could be 60 free points you're letting on the field if you just go right for that P2.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see both of these two teams go at it, but I guess while we kind of have a moment here, let's talk about who's in Pool C. I know we have Team Boundless, X18, which everybody's excited to see. I know one of the players, I believe it was Neum, who ended up finishing top 4 in the last Challengers Cup, so I know they are considered the heavy favorite for this event. I'm excited to see a series coming up later in the night for them. And then we have, like I said, the NM boys, Extortion, and then Crib White. I know they were kind of a last-second team, Cynical and Quacks. They play for the Under-18 COD League. A lot of young talent, just that maybe being the pickup, they're trying to get a little bit more LAN experience under their belt.
Yeah, LAN experience is really what this is all about, right? Because a lot of these players just haven't been out, whether or not they were even a team together as well. This could be their first time, outside of scrimming, last night, this morning, and all of that. And these teams haven't played yet. Pool C has been very patient today, along with our viewers, so thank you all for being patient with that as well. As BattleNet tries to figure itself out, Steam, that's where it's at, man. Steam is where it's at. And I gotta say, quick little shout out, G Fuel keeping the casters going, sponsor of the venue, top tier. Hype sauce, it's good stuff. It's good, seriously. Check them out.
And definitely, Chef, you know all about the sauce. Being, you're cooking up everything out there.
I got the sauce right here too. keep the sauce going. Keep it in the pan. Keep it all cooking here in the kitchen. You already know. I got corn on the side as a nice snack, little corn on the cab. But we're ready to cook it. Hopefully we can see some hotel, get some more kitchen action in here. Cause we're getting light on the kitchen, man. We gotta get this cooking.
I love the energy that you're bringing, man.
That's that G Fuel energy, baby.
That's what it is. We're getting energized for it, so I love it. But like I said, we have this map, Mercado Las Almas. We were talking about it. It's really about that P2 Cantina and P6 Hill, where a lot of these teams are able to get around that 40 to 60 seconds that lock down that hard point for that initial time. It's all about winning those gunfights, right? You see somebody rotate early, maybe one player, and he tries to play ratty, plays sneaky, but sometimes they get sniffed out. And in this game, it's kind of difficult because when you go 2 members down right before that next hill starts, you'll basically spawn at the next, depending if there's, I think it's 15 seconds, a little bit over it, you'll spawn at that next hill. So you're really trying to figure out how these spawns are working, especially with a lot of these updates.
Yeah, and with spawns, you know, it comes on the back of your anchor. That anchor has to know what he's fighting for. You know, you get for the rotation, you want to be on the point, but, you know, if your teammates are all going to die off this last hill, you ain't going for the point. You got to go for the spawns. And that anchor, you know, you get that spawn locked down, you're just going to keep refilling. Because if everyone trades, everyone's dead, and it just comes down to random chance. But that anchor got it figured out. You know, you're going to be locked in, ready to go, and just keep refilling and refilling. And you're good.
That's a great point. And the one thing that we both hated to see, which was on a hotel hardpoint, was a team that left 15 seconds of scrap uncontested. It wasn't like anybody was around from the other team. They just straight up tried to play for a rotation. And it was still about a, 150 to 120 point game, and they left those 15 seconds on the board. You just simply can't do that. Fighting for that scrap, you do so much, and then you just leave it there. I think that was that's something you got to look out for some of these teams. In a lapse of judgment, maybe the LAN is getting to these players, the nervousness coming on, and so we'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy out there, you know, a lot of teams screaming, yelling, and you feel it, you love it. And here in the cast, you know, we got ourselves a little separated, but we still feel the energy in here. And, you know, it's top tier. It looks like we got maybe everyone. Wait for one more possibly, it looks like, to load in. You know, and this Pool C, I think it's going to be pretty good. A lot of these teams have been scrimming, got a lot of practice in, a lot more practice than these other teams. So I think whoever in this Group C gets the top tier spot, I think that they just might be able to take the first couple rounds in the tournament just because of how much more practice they've been able to get.
Yeah, and I know it's been kind of a slow start, and all these series that should be kicking off relatively quickly after this first one commences. It's going to be interesting. Like you said, they're not coming in cold. Everybody definitely got their warm-ups in. And finally, I think we're loading on into this map 1, Pool C. It's kicking off. We have the NM boys going up against Extortion.
Here we go, Mercado, hardpoint. Everyone is in. We are ready to go.
This is going to just be... I know everybody's been waiting to get these matches started. The knife is out. The jitters. They're ready to start, you know, cutting up some veggies, cooking up something nice.
They got the knife ready. You know, I like to see some stabbing going on, honestly. People underestimate the power of the knife, especially if you're running AR. You get that knife going, you can outkill pretty much anyone.
And here we are, starting it off. Mercado, it seems like that is going to be the side of Extortion, sitting in the hill immediately. It's Stratus, though, grabbing that first blood, kicks Extortion immediately out, and they are already in control of those P2 spawns, and they're leaving their teammate alone on the point. That's not what your goal is. You want to be able to lock down these P2s. A lot of this P1 time goes to the clock. So we'll happen to see who's able to hold on to these P2s, and so far, it's going to be this Contender guess. I believe this is Ruka, the young gun, as he finds 3 in a row, won't be able to find the 4th. Dahmers will shut him down, and he's going to be the Lone Ranger on that Cantina. He just flies out. If you saw at the bottom of your minimap, the bottom left hand of your screen, unfortunately, maybe a little bit too early of an ego chow. I would have liked to see a ratty play there.
Yeah, and you see Bucky Jones here is Welpy. Just went off there pretty hot. Everyone tied up. Extortion has this next point locked down. Swizz trying to break into there. You see everyone kind of hop off to take care of him. Oh my gosh, it is all red in the feed. There's only Dahmers left to try and get this. Does he push it, wait for his team? See the team trying to wait there. I love that he holds back on that flower box, but Extortion just has this lockdown here. 30 seconds left. Definitely worth fighting for, but not after that team wipe with a light double kill. I think they just have to set up for next. It looks like that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, no trades coming on through. Maybe one kill going your way. Light, he immediately knocks down that middle of the map push coming in through tunnel. But look at number 1, Dahmers. He's sitting there waiting. He has number 4. That's gonna be, I believe, Swizz.
One's T, I'm dead.
I'm trying to
Dahmers,
figure.
Electric, Maddie,
That's gonna be Maddie. Or Electric. That's gonna be Electric MC coming on through the number 4, watching over as Dahmers. He locks it down. We're heading over to this P3 warehouse. It's also known as the Elephant Room, and that's just due to the fact if you run in there, you can hear the footsteps from across the map. I hope that's something that they change in the future. Dahmers lighten up the kill feed, 5 and 5, 3 in a row. And this is a solid setup coming in from the NM boys.
Yeah, I love that the NM boys were able to get this one figured out. We're back on the board here, 30 seconds left. The Muse on that 5 streak right now as everyone pushes in, and Dahmers is just doing an amazing job holding it off. See Stratus reading that top window from a disadvantage under him. He's still able to find that kill thanks to that beautiful read. And it's looking like it's still all blue. NM boys going to take the lead slightly here. They're still going to hold this scrap, and I think that 15 seconds is definitely strong for them. I'd like to see Stratus move up, and there he is. He's making the move. And Extortion looking like they have this next spot locked down. I think that's Electric there. Was trying to get a little bit of information, but I think Extortion really got this this next point in their favor, and they'll definitely be taking the lead here.
Yeah, heading on to this P4 Barber. Let's see who had the haircut appointment. It looks like it's going to be the side of Extortion here early. A beautiful nade tossed on out. Swizz lighting it up as they're just bull rushing, and they're winning all the gunfights. 1 player left. It's going to be the captain in light. Unfortunately, he will fall as the side of the NM boys. They just overwhelmed the entire squad of Extortion. They were challenging 1 by 1. They get gun, and Stratus, he earns that glide bomb. That's going to be crucial later on into the game, potentially trying to break that P7, which will be that garage hill. The NM boys, they do a phenomenal job getting in there around 40 seconds, grabbing a majority of that time. But now the rotation to this P5 courtyard, you have a lot of information heading. That's going to be a Muse. He gets taken down, and will be Bucky Jones able to win it? And yes, he will. And that's going to be a clean feed. Extortion, they're set up for this P5.
Yeah, the NM boys I really liked on that last hill. It seemed like the communication was just so on point. Everyone shot their own guy. Just a full team wipe, just overtook it. Extortion had it locked beautifully. Kind of like how they had this rotation set up. That's going to be Electric. Gonna just hold it off. Oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3. Finally gets taken out. Oh, 4.
No.
Oh, he's still going. 5. That is a 5 streak. The NM boys completely retake it on the back of Electric. Still going on it. 40 seconds on the hill yet. There's going to be a double push coming in from the side, and he gets 2 more. A 7 streak. Almost 50 seconds on the clock.
Oh.
What is this guy doing over there? Oh my gosh, he's just a one-man army. He got that whole hill himself. That was a full 60 on him.
Literally, you're not wrong. Electric, he was frying everybody that was in his way. He got 4 kills, then a triple. You just can't let that happen if you are Extortion, and it's showing in the scoreline. You are down by 75 points. Again, you get cleaned up. Extortion, they're spawning all the way back by that P5 warehouse, and look how spread out on the map they are. They're trying to win a lot of these individual 1v1s, and I don't think they're going to expect this player in the corner. It's Swizz, but the trade does come through. Ruka immediately, though. The NM boys, they are fully set up. Stratus, he has been the silent hero, I think, for the side of the NM boys. The AR, 16 and 7, 4 in a row. Unfortunately, Electric not able to get anything going. And Dahmers, he has 14 and 9, 5 kills. But everybody, look at that. 3 players have over a minute in the hill.
Yeah, Electric was on an 11 streak by the time he fell down. I thought he was going to nuke the lobby. Over a minute on the hill. Stratus, over a minute and a half. Dahmers, a minute. This team is just absolutely destroying. Extortion had it at the beginning, but just could not keep up to an 11 streak. So low hill, 60-second capture, and it's looking like the NM boys are about to do it again. They're cleaning out RV absolutely insanely. Bucky Jones trying to get in there. Can't get it done. Gonna get taken out. This is just a full wipe. NM boys, absolute insane plays. What's going on here?
And simply, sometimes you are just outclassed in the Slay department, and the NM boys, my goodness, I was not expecting them to come out swinging like this. Dahmers, he will get a triple and the glide bomb to boot. This is just adding insult to injury. And I mean, this is welcome to the 100-point club, right? Extortion. They're just not able to get anything going. You have Ruka sitting at 12 and 18. Everybody sitting roughly around double negative, and you can't expect to win matches like that. And by the way, Bucky Jones, that is aka Welpy, but the NM boys, they take it over in this map one. It was a stomping 250-84.
250-84. I did not see this going to that score point the way this game started. It was pretty back and forth. I gotta say, it was all on the back of that NM boys going after that hill in the bottom right. They just all pushed in together. The communication clearly on point. They all shot a different player, and that does not happen by accident. They went out there, completely wiped it to a perfect defense set up by Extortion. Just got outclassed, got outplayed, and just got full deleted off of that point. And then, you know, we can't even mention all that without mentioning Electric. 11 streak, held the whole hill at Warehouse by himself and killed them all again on the refill. Moved to the next hard point, killed them all again. Just wow.
And it was really on that P5, right, where that game just started to spiral, and he grabs that 4-piece, and then he literally tells his 3 teammates, guys, I know where they're going to spawn. I'll take them all out, don't you worry. And he grabs the triple on top of it all. So the guy showing up when it matters most in the land of pool play. In these matches, they're important, right? It's the difference between starting in winners bracket and the losers, because if you start in losers and you end up not winning that first series, you're out of the tournament. You are gone. And some people, they flew out from Texas. I know, I think one was from Florida. So there's some players that flew all this way, and they could be going home in day one.
Yeah, you know, you already put in the effort to get that far, get that distance, come over here. You got to continue that effort on the land, right? You got to keep that practice in. You got to keep that sleep, keep your energy up, and keep your communications going strong as well. You know, you're in Group C, you're the team that waited the longest, but you have to use that as a positive. That means more practice. That means more strat talk. That means you got so much more opportunity to come out here with a better mindset, a better skill set, and just a better notepad of what you could bring in. Because you've seen the competition, you've seen how the land's been progressing. So that's all information that you can use to your advantage. I feel like the NM boys definitely was doing that.
Yeah, they're feeling themselves here early in this this pool play. But also, let's go back to that pool A and B. Since everybody has waited so long to pool C, they are probably done, they're rested, and they're probably watching this stream right now. And if you're one of these teams, take a look at NM boys. What did they do on those rotations? Do you feel confident on playing them in the Mercado? I don't think a lot of teams will be. I know we were talking to the Beaver squad, and they're saying Mercado was their favorite map, and we'll have to see if that's going to be the case. But let's talk about this map 2 coming up. It's going to be the El Asilo. We haven't really seen much from anybody on this map. It was, I think, a 6-1. It's all about the confidence, I think, taking over middle of the map.
Yeah, I love seeing snipers out on this one because they can hold down a whole site on their own, and you can send your other 3 SMGs on the inside. If they need to pick up an AR, just take it off a dead body because they're winning their fights no matter what.
It's going to be interesting who is going to be able to bring that out, and Light being the captain for the side of Extortion. What do you think he's saying to his team right now? You get bodied, right? 250-84. What are you telling your squad to have that bounce back in the search and destroy? Completely different mode, granted, but you just weren't winning any gunfights, and that's concerning.
Yeah, well, obviously, you know what I would do, just slow it down, right? Let them come to you. When you're on defense, play defensively. Like, you're not camping, you're playing the game, right? It's S&D. If you're on the offense and you're not getting them kills, play for the bomb. Because they're probably not going to be 4-stack in one of the sites. And, you know, if they do, rotate out. You know, keep them strats in your back pocket. Be like, all right, we're playing for the bomb. We got to get this down. Then we're going to get in there and defend it. Play defense every single time, and that's exactly how you can do that, is use that bomb to your advantage.
And I know that was one thing we were mentioning on earlier in the stream is I hate when teams wait to plant a bomb. Granted, I think it works 20% of the time. If you get the bomb down quick, you're basically making that defense have to, not feel comfortable. You put the clock on them now. And so when you wait to say 20 seconds, 15 left on the actual game clock, and you start getting that bomb plant down, the other team, they have that opportunity like, oh, they haven't planted. They're definitely going to be trying to hop on bomb right now, and they can get easily picked off. And then once that happens, it basically falls apart. So I want to see some quick bomb plants and decisiveness. That's the biggest thing with search and destroy. If you hesitate, that just means death.
Even, especially the snipers. The best thing about them is no hesitation. You see that shoulder, you already pulled the trigger. And when you want to plant the bomb, you got to plant it. If you're defusing it, you got to defuse it. Just whatever you're doing, you got to give it full. Your 100% effort. If you think twice, you thought dead. You're out of there. The other team's already got it done because, like Graf said, they flew in from everywhere. They're coming out. They're not taking no nonsense. They are here to win this. 15 hundo cash, money, maybe a little something special. We'll see. It looks like the lobby's going to have to get reset here.
Unfortunately, I think we
see a sniper. I see a sniper.
I see a sniper coming out. Hey.
All right.
It's tough to read you sometimes, Chef, because I remember we've had this moment where if the sniper's hot, Chef loves it, but if you're not getting 10 kills with a sniper in a match, Chef will be like, put it away. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And we saw some incredible sniper gameplay by Morph earlier on in that B pool. The guy was absolutely insane. Pulls off a technical 1v4 and the defuse. You love to see that. But while we're waiting, we were kind of talking about on that A site, the middle of the farm. That's where everything goes down. Your submachine guns, they have to thrive. And it's all about the confidence in making sure you bully out the other team because the Atlanta FaZe and the CDL, that's what they do time and time again with Simp and Abizi. You want to have that type of confidence in that just mindset going on in, knowing, hey, let's go out, let's challenge these guys until they can actually gun us.
Yeah, if you keep pushing, the same door, it can be from different locations, obviously, so they don't take over you and read what you're doing. But you just lock it down, kind of how a sniper locks down a line. You lock down an area, you lock down a doorway, you lock down that path with that SMG, and bully them until they no longer go that direction. And the mentality of them, you just get in their head. They hear those footsteps. They're like, man, I can't go that way. I'm just going to get bodied again. And you're like removing parts of the map that's available to them. And that could be in their strat. Be like, hey, like we need to go here. This is our strat. Be like, I literally can't go there. They're just gunning me every time. So, that I feel like that kind of like a bullying kind of thing with S&D is really a great mindset to go into, just locking stuff out.
And then making those mid-game adjustments, right? You could be losing 3-1, 4-0, and then once you figure out how that other team is playing, being able to have that ability to get those adjustments and make those small tweaks and be like, hey, I notice this player is the only island. Let's start trying to push this site. Let's triple chow one of these players, whatever the case may be. And that's not what I was seeing from the side of Extortion. You saw it twice, and guess what happened? Electric MC, he wiped you. But in Search and Destroy, it's unlikely for that to happen. I think a majority of the times. I would like to see a tiny bit more teamwork and make sure you're playing your trades and get those timings down, right? I know a lot of these top amateurs, they will watch a lane and for 45 seconds because they know if somebody full sprints, that's exactly where they're going to pop out at this second.
Yeah, definitely can agree with that. Just a lot to think of, going into S&D. It's really a strat-based game mode. You can't just go in here and get kills because you're gonna get taken out just so easily because there's so much going on. You got the kills, you got the bomb, you got the strats of the other team locking down areas, and then you got the snipers as well. It's the only game mode with it. And that's why I love it so much because it's just so specific. It's so specialized. It's a tool that you can bring out. And obviously with S&D, the nades are huge. You get that information. You got to practice those nade spots. Double nade it because of flak jacket. And if you can double nade perfectly, they're not even able to react off the first one. Be like, oh, I got hit. I'm good. I got flak. Boom. You're out of there. Even if you just get stunned, it's just that hit marker, knowing at least one player went there. So let's send one of our guys just for information. shoulder it, peek it, maybe you stun it a second later. Let us know. Is something going on over here? Oh, I got one A. I don't see any others. Clearly it's B. It's an information game as well.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, especially on Search and Destroy. You throw out those world-class shoulder checks. We're also mentioning that again earlier in the stream. The difference between top amateurs and lower-tier amateurs is when you throw that shoulder out, and what that means for anybody who's kind of unfamiliar with Call of Duty. When you are about to turn a corner, you can basically manipulate the game where you can pop out for a split second, you can see everything in front of you and go back behind a wall. Yep. And that just gives you so much information like, hey, nobody shot, maybe I didn't see anybody, and that allows your teammates to potentially rotate to you and know that lane is clear, and you can lock that one down them and make sure everybody gets to where they need safely.
Yeah, and that's where the sniper comes in too, because you're not peeking at all if they have that area locked down. And you just can't go that direction. You have no information. So the main thing they can do is stun out the sniper, keep him from hitting anyone, get everyone across, get that information, and then get someone to flank all the way around. That slows down one of your players. And usually you have to work 2 people to take out the sniper, and it's an untradeable kill, which is huge in S&D. Some people, like the SMGs, will run out, get a really quick kill, and die immediately, and nothing really happened. No one really went anywhere during that. So, fight for those untraded kills, fight for the information, and just get out there, get that bomb down if you ain't got the skills with the gun.
Yeah, and life preservation, how you're talking about those snipers, they get those non-traded kills, which is so massive. But we've seen it where a team will grab that first blood and be like, okay, let's just run at them, essentially. That's not the way to go about it sometimes. Granted, I think if you take out that sniper, he's a majority of the time the Lone Ranger, right? So you know that lane is open and clear. It's just a matter of how close are your teammates to be able to make that wrap if you do find that sniper kill. And I liked how you pointed out with those utilities, hold on to some of those tacticals sometimes later in, because when you get that bomb plant down, you reposition and you can't technically see where that bomb is, but you can get a stun check, you can get a nade hit or a nade kill. It matters all that much, makes such a difference, especially in those later rounds when you see a lot of these teams. But by the time the bomb is planted, everybody's expended everything in their utility belt.
And another thing to think of, too, every match it starts a 4v4 and you're double nading and stunning. By the end of the match, you're always down a guy. Always. You're always that team, right? You're almost never the one that's up. So you can be an extra guy with those tacticals. Throw a stun, that guy's out for a bit, kill the other guy, peek, get around, and then kill him, and that's how you can get that 1v2. We've seen that with that 1v4. He was just work your corners, get them kills, untradeable, get back around, heal up, reposition, make one man feel like 2, and that's where those tacticals can really come in.
And coming on into this map, or sorry, not being able to get this one started right now, one of the players is kind of having some technical difficulties with his computer, kind of having a little bit of a lag. So we're trying to get that fixed as soon as possible, but, kind of taking a step back, and now we have this little break. Do you think this is kind of allowing the side of Extortion to hit that regain button and make sure they're talking about their strats, what they're going to be doing off the opening break? I think that's going to be the key for them. A hot start in the Search and Destroy.
Yeah, a lot of the times when there's these breaks like this, because, Call of Duty is always Call of Duty, the team that won will lose that momentum. They get reset on momentum, and that's really the main thing they have going into this next one. And the losing team, all they have is, working together, ironing things out, as long as that's what they're doing. And if they came all this way, there's no way, they're shooting the crap back there. They're definitely out here to win. They're like, we need this top seed, at least not the losers bracket, because, like we were saying, the losers bracket, you're done. The winners bracket, you got 2 chances to come on back. And then we go all the way to the end, and then the losers got to win it twice in the grand finals. You don't want to be that team. You want that upper hand.
And remember what you're fighting for, right? There is $1,500 on the line. It's almost $1,600, I think, for that first place team. And I know we have something a little extra special we'll announce
the drone's
after that pool
shortly,
play.
I think. Yeah.
And it looks like everybody's sort of loaded on in. I think we're waiting on one more player. Second place, they're, I think, getting around 400. Remember why you came here, to show what you have when it matters the most, because you're not playing for the comfort of your home, right? That's the biggest thing. I think a lot of these newcomers in their first times at LAN who has those nerves, but who's able to keep that calm head and make sure, hey, I'm making the right plays? Because LAN, it's interesting. It tends to be a tad bit faster, but you also, more lanes in Search and Destroy don't open up as much as they do online.
Yeah, I can feel that. Definitely, and you got that energy going in the room. And with S&D, it's all energy. When it's a 1v4, that whole room is screaming. And when Morph was going off, I mean, my chair was vibrating. People were going crazy out there. And, you just don't get that at home. You got your boys screaming in your ear, and, that can only be so loud. But if you got people, like, slamming tables, shaking monitors out there, like, they are going nuts. And that's what LAN is all about. Some people just can't take that, and I feel like that, Morph pulling off that 1v4, when you're one of the teams of the 4, like you just can't take that. It's like, the boss level's on, and you just ain't got it. The boss music's playing, and that's the sound of like keyboard smashing.
Oh, good Lord. And that's what I love. Everybody, I think, enjoys how LANs are. It's the crap talk and everything like that. It's the energy coming from all the players, and this is the experience everybody wants to get. It's so, I think, rewarding for a lot of these younger players to see how esports has commenced over the years, and especially how it's kind of taking over the scene as the next generation of sports. Granted, I would love to see this kind of turn into like an ESPN sports type of thing, but with all the games, how that's going to be done, I don't know. I just cast Call of Duty, but this is going to be a good one. It looks like we might be getting somebody on in. I think we finally are getting that last player. Again, we apologize with the technical difficulties. Again, it's not on the venue. It's on the side of Battle.net when you play in another state, and then within 24 hours you're playing in a 2 states away. It pops up a red flag and won't let you log in.
Yeah, that's just how it goes. Buy it on Steam. That's what I did, and then just delete Battle.net, because what else are you playing on it? That's pretty much what I did. Steam's just where it's at. You hit them up. Be like, Battle.net ain't it. Let's get this venue sponsored up. It sucks. There's no one you can like DM either. Looks like Flippin' is gonna be a Muse. But you had to log on to a different account. For some reason, the ping was high, even though we're at LAN, so big rip on that. So let's see here. Steam account, not Battle.net.
Oh, okay. So he's on a Steam account and not Battle.net, which is a good thing. Steam has been relatively nice to us, I think, as of recent. But while we're just about to load on into this next map, what do you think the score line is going to be, and do you think Extortion has a chance to potentially steal this Search and Destroy?
I mean, I feel like Extortion definitely had the time to get the strats together. So, I mean, besides the fact they're down 1-0, like they're pretty done after this. They're going to be putting that bottom seed most likely, depending how their other 2 matches go. But you lose here, the momentum's just not there. You're going to go into your second match. Probably not going to do too well starting off of that, depending how the conversations go. But, I doubt the amount of time we had here is going to be similar between match 1 and 2. We'll probably just roll right into it once we're rolling. So if they can't get it together here, they might just not be able to get it at all until the tournament starts.
Yeah, and while we're talking about that, let's once again pull up the bracket and see how this kind of all shook out from that Pool A and Pool B. As I believe I have it right in front of me. In Pool A, ATK Gaming, they, I believe, finished with a 6-1 map count. They finished the series 3-0, so they start in the winners bracket. In the defending champs, Team Performance actually went down to them in that 1-2. They finished at 2-1, still in the winner's side. But then you look at Backpackers, which we had the pleasure of casting. They went 1-2, and then Infinite Esports. This is the biggest surprise to me. They went 0-3, and I think they had something like a 1-5 map count. You just can't have that happen, and I think all these players, they're new to the LAN, and maybe the pressure just got to them.
Yeah, they were the first match to get played, first one we casted. I was told it was going to be a good match. It wasn't.
That was on me. I'm sorry.
But it was still good. Enjoying that. Looks like we got 2 to 3 minutes left, and we're going to get started here. Flippin', a.k.a. Amuse, is getting his settings right on this new account. Battle.net RIP. And let's look at Group B here. We got the Baby Beavers. Straight vibes from all those players. We haven't been able to cast them yet. We had a little bit of interviews that is going to be up on Graph. Speaking of Graph, like, what's your Twitter, man? Where's all we going to see all this stuff?
Yeah, so if you want to come check me out, the Twitter is going to be Giraffe Graph. It's kind of flipped around. I'll have to talk to Twitter and be like, I need the Graph the Giraffe account, right? And then yours is at the _gaming chef.
Yes,
and
sir.
I know you're always cooking up content.
Yeah, always got it cooking. We're always retweeting each other, so just follow one of us, you'll see the other one. Serious stuff. We got interviews going to be popping off on our accounts from the venue. And then off of that, Dax team 2-1. We've seen some serious stuff. Obviously, that was Morph that went popping off. I do love them being 2-1 instead of 3-0 because that shows that they still have more to prove, more to show off, more to get going. And then the CEC Academy is 1-2. We were told that they just maybe inched into the winners bracket.
We still have to confirm
that.
We're not too sure.
I think it depends how this Group C goes for where they're going to land. Yummy Tings 0-3. We had that amazing interview with Chuppy. Yeah, with Chuppy saying that he's getting his team together. They're going to get bounced back from this. And I think that they might be the first team to get a win in the losers bracket.
I agree. It's going to really... This is so interesting because all these teams, they're so competitive. I feel like there's maybe a few, the top 4 in particular, ATK, Team Performance, the Rec Baby Beavers, and I know a lot of people out there are excited for this X18 squad. I know
I'm
Neo,
excited too.
He finished... I think number 4 in the last Challengers Cup. So what that
huge.
means is the Challengers Cup, there's over 300 teams competing for this massive prize pool, basically under the CDL. And out of those 300 teams, he finished with a team that got 4th place. So that's incredible. So this guy has talent. Can he bring it to the X18 squad? They are going to be a team we're going to watch out for and potentially cast, I think, later on tonight. I have a feeling they're going to be in the winners bracket. But do not count out the wrecked Baby Beavers because Aggro, he was the last contender for Collins runner-up. They lost to Team Performance. They went through the winners and ended up, I think, losing both the series in a 3-1. Aggro, he's a guy who wants to win. We had the pleasure of interviewing him. He's got a lot of great energy. I'm curious what he's going to bring to the table.
Yeah. I mean, there's just a lot of talent here. Honestly, I feel like on the back of the X18 team, they have the most amount of experience throughout their players that are coming in. But it comes out to teamwork. If you got one player just popping off, like in what was it? The Yummy Tings. They had one player just sticking out, and the rest of them was just trying to keep up with them. But it's really teamwork. Just one popping off. It's not enough. It's not enough at a level that we're at. Sure, scrims or sitting at home. There's a lot of times you can all fall off the back of one. But it's all energy here. We're human beings. We play off of that, and that shows in our gameplay. Just what we're able to control.
And some players, they perform better when they're emotional, right? There are emotional players where they're able to harness that and just pop off in game. But everybody, we're finally here. Map 2 is kicking on off. It's going to be the El Asilo. And a quick recap what happened in map 1 for anybody that tuned out. It was the Mercado hardpoint. It ended up being 250 to 84. Jeez. It was a stomping coming on in from the NM boys. And already, Chef, I know. I see a sniper coming out. Let's see who it is.
A little appetizer from Stratus with the sniper. Let's see what he can serve up for us. Yeah, going to be exactly where that sniper got to be going. No one's really pushing that way, though. It is all through the middle of the map. See a little action here. This door is always huge. Here we go. Everyone going back and forth. Oh, my gosh. If I can remember who that player was.
Electric,
yeah. Electric popping off there with the 2 feed. Now, this is where the disadvantage of the sniper comes. If everyone pushes in the middle, your team all dies. It's a 2v2, but, I mean, it's really a 1v2 until they can pick something up. The pistol, not as competitive as the SMG. A lot of players got that trigger finger, can get that done, but quite an uphill battle now for the NM boys.
Dahmers. He's looking to find that opening break. I would like to see him wait for his teammate to get a little bit closer. He does get that information, and Stratus takes him down up top in a great play. Coming on in, the two-prong hit. Stratus with a sniper. Dahmers, I believe he took down a Muse who was sitting on the point right behind the bomb.
He sniped him too.
Yeah,
I would have loved
great
to see
stuff
that.
coming out of NM boys.
Yeah, I think he's going to stick on that sniper because that was probably a quick scope or something that he had going on there. I got to see more of this because it worked. It worked very well. You know, they were all outside of the map, had to work their way in. I love that. Throw the nade, run away. Wait, I got a hit marker. Let me spin right around, finish this off because they're injured. Even with Flak Jacket, you're still taking quite a chunk of damage. And, you know, you're coming into any firefight with a disadvantage. You know, you're just probably not going to get it at the level these players are at.
And I know Light, I think he has a sniper. Let's go over to player 2. I believe, he was trying to find it, but Dahmers hitting straight beams. 4-0, Swizz finds the man. Oh my goodness, that was, I believe, Welpian immediately. The NM boys, they are still going strong. They find those 2 rounds, and it was relatively easy peasy for them.
Yeah, I don't like that he just jumped over the edge. When you're the last player, you got to play corners. You got to play it safe. You know, it's a 1v4. You can only do so much, but you see he's the only one on his team with kills with Electric. And then we got Swizz on the other side. It's Ruka is the other Contender username there. 4-0 for Dahmers. He kind of just walked up and just very casually just kept killing people. So good on him for that. Looks like another A push. I'm not sure if Stratus was back on the sniper or not up there. I see him pushing in there. Very nice kill from behind. Extortion definitely needs this. He's still the only player with a kill on his team. Flippin, aka Amuse, is going to be down. Here we go. Deddy pop for Stratus. He has that pistol, so I'm assuming he's using the sniper up there. Bomb's going down A, so Extortion's definitely on the up here.
We're going to have to see what this is going to happen. Swizz is dead silence. He also popped it, and I like the play that the NM boys, they isolated that player and Amuse flipping on that bottom side of the map, and they basically got it into this 3v3, but 25 seconds left. They get information on Ruka tagged up, but one of the players peeks, and unfortunately he doesn't win the gunfight. Wow. So now it's a 1v3. Can the captain get this one done? All he has to do is find 1 kill. Nobody's on the bomb, and he doesn't hit enough shots. Stratus, he will get the defuse, and Swizz, he finishes at 5-1. Dahmers yet to die in this series.
Extortion definitely blew that. They had the setup, they had the defense, they were the only ones in the building, and they just had it locked down. But again, it came to those tacticals. We've seen the NM boys roll in, throw the tactical, be like, all right, this area is clear, let me move on to the next one. They had the information of the one man in the hill, called it out to his boy, he came in, wiped him out. There's just, you know, one after another, and Extortion just fell out, and look at that. Only Electric sitting on a kill. You know, 2 plants for Bucky Jones, which is Whelp. So, you know, good on him for getting that done. A sniper here from Light. Love to see it. There is one player over there. I think they're going to be counter-sniping each other. There we go. Takes the peek. The hit comes through. I seen the screen get a little shaky, but he did not hit it. Oh, my God. He got a hit marker on him, I think. Yeah, down to 2 health. But Light is on his own. He has the sniper. The bomb is going down, so this is where he has to push, get in a good spot. Try and get this kill. Deddy is not popped, so he's making all sorts of noise. Tried to pick up that SMG, gonna run through the door. I mean, we've all been in that situation. It's tough.
That's frustrating for sure, as both players set
there we
on
go.
the point. The stun comes out, and he has a nade. I like this. He gets it. Light. Oh, he just jumped. No! Are you kidding me? Oh no!
Wow,
he was not cooking. Unfortunately, I think it burned. He cooked it a little bit too much. But what just happened?
Well, it looked like he stuttered because he's like, "Oh, I missed the nade," and just jumped right onto it. I mean, if there's anything that just shows what you're doing when it's 4-0, I guess it's that. They feel the pressure. The energy is not in their favor. You know, they're down 0-1. And your whole team just watches that happen. It just hurts. And you see Swizz now, double kill, 9-1, 2 streak. Extortion now down 2 and 4. That's rough. It doesn't get much worse, sadly.
And if anybody's a football fan, I mean, that was like a Nathan Peterman throw. And if you don't understand, he threw 4 interceptions, I think 4 passes in a row, and that's exactly like that grenade cook, and he was throwing it right into the wall. Stratus, he gets the kill, but this is, I mean, this is getting
tough.
ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, this series is...
Even on that final kill, like Stratus took that already weak, and he's below the enemy, full disadvantage, able to find those kills. Electric, the only one off of the asparagus stick, 1 and 5 everywhere else. NM boys are just absolutely destroying. It looks like they're going to do a B push, just close it up, 0 and 5. You know, they won 5 in a row. Obviously, Extortion can win 5 in a row. Mathematically, you're in it till it's over. Stratus with the first kill off the sniper. The bomb's already in the B site. It's like Flippin wants to get in there, catches Stratus. Oh, all right, that's 2. That's 2. And this is a Muse on the back of Flippin, so they take the man advantage for the first time. That's 3 and 5 now, and off to the rest of the team. Maybe they could do something.
Yeah, and the bomb is down all the way at that B site, so Dahmers and Swiss, probably the 2 players you want left in a 2v3,
Definitely.
9 and 1, 6 and 2, and I like how they're playing the buddy system. They won't necessarily be able to get a trade as they're, I think Dahmers, he's trying to get as much as he can out of that dead silence, and he's taking the deep wrap, and I'm not sure if number 4 does Amuse know that the bomb is down? I don't know. So,
you might as well play it, right? Because look at number 3. Bucky Jones is on A. Might as well get a player on B. Swizz catches a kill, evens it up now 2-2. Look at like Bucky Jones is trying to come in there and get that kill. That is Welp. Just so you all know, here we go. It's on the site now. Punches him for the kill. 1v1. 7 seconds left. Bomb is going down.
Bucky, you gotta go.
I mean, he doesn't have to go. He can wait. You know, just make sure that is where he's at. There we go. Gave the information, but now he's at 76. Do not chow it at 76. You're not going to get it. NM boys, just 6-0. I mean, just perfect. Perfection.
I mean, I would have liked to have seen you know they have 7 seconds. I don't think that there was really any other option. Yeah, I could have waited for him to challenge, but I would have liked, he had a few steps left in dead silence, at least close that gap and have the opportunity to take it. But look at Swizz, 12 and 1. Stat lines you don't see very often. I mean, there really isn't much to take away from this series, right, Chef? You were simply outclassed.
I mean, They killed you so hard. The team was killing themselves even, just jumping off the balcony onto their own nade. I mean, it doesn't get any more like you're in over your head than that, honestly, because that's sad. Obviously, you know, it was a mistake. He wasn't doing it on purpose, but I mean, I don't want to say it was on purpose. They lost that one, but it was definitely showing out that NM boys, amazing players.
And they knew exactly how they wanted to play that, right? They were still committed and knew exactly what they wanted to do. That decisiveness. You could tell how confident they were on that El Asilo. And we highlighted that confidence is going to be massive, specifically on that map. But just the way that they're playing, and honestly, Light, probably not the sniper gameplay that you like to see there, Chef. And he kept it out for all 6 rounds, though. And then, I mean, you gotta go back and highlight that nade. I mean, talk about a gag.
We've seen the best play. We've seen the worst play now.
Oh, good lord. I mean, will anybody be able to top that? That's going to be the question.
Jumping off the map, holding a nade is probably the only thing worse you could do.
I mean, he could pull a Clayster. He's been known for that. But I know right now we're going to be trying to hop in to the map 2 for the team that everybody's been waiting for. We're going to try to hop into X18 versus Boundless. And we can actually talk about these 2 teams coming on up. Boundless is going to be Neshura, Kakashi, Chemistry, and Armies. But the one player I do want to highlight is Kakashi. He is probably one of the best, youngest IGLs. I've had the pleasure of going to listen-ins with him in the under-18 COD League. And this guy, he is such a leader for his team. Granted, he kind of has these hit or miss moments where he has really off maps, but as far as telling everybody where they need to go, and at such a young age, he's looking like one of the best.
Yeah, and if we look on X18, we got Marshall, Amp, Neum, and Jafar. All I've heard was great things. We were talking with a lot of their players. Great vibes from them. They're ready to cook it up. I think that this is definitely going to be a good match. I'm not sure who won map 1, if we could get that information, but regardless, I could tell it's going to be a pretty good series.
Yeah, and X18, like we said, the player we want to highlight is Neum, the one player that finished in that top 4 for the Challengers Cup. But one guy that I'm excited to look forward to is going to be Marshall. I believe he is their captain in IGL, typically an AR type of player. Look out for him. He's going to be that guy, how you were harping on being an anchor. I think he's going to be the player to look out for X18, to allow his teammates to feel confident and maneuver around the map that they want to and be able to dictate how they want to play.
Yeah, and it's looking like, thanks to our mans in the chat there, Cloudsy, X18 took map 1 250 to 66 and get a confirmation on that, but that's pretty legit. That's a nice score line right there. We are getting some players in, so this one should be a nice quick one for us to get going. Because they just finished that first round, so definitely they got stuff going. With 250, 66, almost 200-point clubdom. That's a worse upset than the NM boys just put on Extortion. So, yikes!
I mean, are we thinking it's going to be another 6-0? The search and destroys.
That's
There has not been a close search and destroy. I don't think even in Pool A or Pool B. I don't think anybody. There is 1 or 2 series. I think 1 from each that made it to a map 3. So there's some clear-cut differences. Granted, I think there was Team Backpackers. They have the opportunity to steal, I think, some hard points or some respawns. But as far as the S&D goes, it's cut and dry. You can tell which teams have that experience on the LAN, and it shows.
Yeah, and X18 coming out here already up the 1-0, almost 200-point clubs. And for how NM boys just beat Extortion out, this S&D, it could be one-sided. The 6-0 is tough, though. It's so hard to get that 6-0, unless your teammates are jumping off of balconies on their own nades. That's the main way you're going to get that 6-0. So, was it Boundless, right, they're going against? Mm-hmm. Is Boundless that team? How are they facing the snipers? Maybe we'll see it. I think it's Fortress for map 2, right? That we're going to be looking at. And then a CeeLo map 3.
I think that's going to be the case unless if they haven't changed it quite yet. I'm not sure if they're still in the... I still think this is the winners round 1, so maybe they just haven't changed the map up yet. We'll have to kind of get confirmation on that one. But looking at these two teams, it's kind of experience versus the young guns and... Team Boundless, I'm familiar with one of their players, Neshura. He's going to kind of be a guy I'm looking for in chemistry. Also a player I'm not familiar with, so I'm excited to see what they can bring to the table. But unfortunately, the way that map 1 went, it's not looking too good.
Yeah, not looking good at all. But, S&D is almost completely different from Hardpoint. I've seen teams completely turn it around.
Yep.
And S&D teams win championships because you always see them twice. He could be good in control, but, whoopee, the next COD might not even have it. So, usually it's not that great. It can put you into that map 4, but if you lost your first hard point, you're probably losing the second one. That's just how it goes. Unless that map is specifically why you lost. You got to be good at hard point. Got to be good at S&D. S&D is really where it's at. You win that second mode, you're guaranteed map 4. If you can squeeze past that hard point into map 5, S&D could just win it. But we're doing best of 3s. So I just like to see that control. We haven't even seen a control yet.
Yeah, I know. I want to be able to cast one. I have a feeling once the winners bracket comes out and the tournament really starts getting to the nitty and gritty, we're going to be going to map 5s, I think, consistently with how equal both of the top teams are. And actually, it looks like we're starting off on Fortress... Oh, search and destroy. So this is going to be...
We could be in the second already.
The second round for Pool C. Already, X18, they're starting off strong, and I believe some of the names, they're loaded on in to different players' accounts, so we'll try to get confirmation who is which. But let's kick this one off. X18, Team Boundless. Boundless, you're going to have to pull something out quick.
Oh, all right, well, they pulled it pretty quick. You doesn't get any more quicker than that. They're out of there. We go, wrong map. All right, so we are on the first set of the map. So
I thought we were. I wasn't too sure. Call me crazy.
Well, I was thinking for how long that first game was. Maybe the rest of the teams had already played and we were on to the second round. But yeah, definitely gonna pull up the LSCLO. So we'll see exactly the same map we just seen. S&D, yeah, it could be similar. I don't see a 6-0. Like 6-0 is so hard to judge. You see more 6-5s than you see 6-0s.
Yeah, and it's so tough to be able to judge a lot of these players since we haven't seen them in this LAN environment. Yeah. And you kind of expect that experience. Neum, again, we're just going to be saying his name kind of over and over because being a team on a top 4 challenger squad, that's incredible with how talented the amateur Call of Duty scene is. I'm curious to see how he's able to pull this one out. Like I said, they're a top contender. They're expected to be able to win this entire series, try to go home $1,600 richer, and make sure that if they flew out here, they're not going home empty-handed.
Yeah, and you know, there's a opposite side of that too, because if you're Neum, your teammates are looking for your leadership. Be like, hey, what do we do when we're down? You know, how do we come back from this? But what do we do for this LAN environment? You know, you're in challengers, you're a top dog. Like they're looking up to you. And if you're underperforming at all, the rest of your teammates are probably going to follow along with it because they're really looking forward to that leadership, that experience that you bring in. And you know, I'm not too familiar with him. You know, maybe he was, you know, the 4th player on that team, and now he's the 1st player on this team trying to lead him in. And you know, this is where he can step up and work his whole team up to being in challengers. So there's give and take to it because there's a lot of weight on your shoulders and he has to bring it.
Yeah, it's a lot of weight for anybody. I think right now it's everything. You can feel the tension in the air. You want to be able to perform in the lands because this is where people get noticed, right? Yeah, you can have these online qualifiers as much as you want. But sometimes when the lights shine on you, people crumble. They get scared. They get blinded. They don't hit shots, and it's scary to see. But the LAN is where teams, players are able to prove themselves as a top contender in the amateur scene and potentially have the opportunity to go pro.
Yeah. Is this the correct map?
Did he do the incorrect map again?
It's supposed to be a COD, right?
I think so. Maybe not. I'm not too sure. I'll have to get confirmation, see what the case is, and I can tell everybody's ready to. Oh no!
Oh, we're playing. All right,
I guess
here we
we're
go,
playing on it.
Cook it up, gamers. Let's go.
And unfortunately, the team names are flipped. So X18 is Team Boundless. I want to point that one out. And Phantom looking to find something. I believe that's another player. They're just kind of swapping accounts, so I apologize. We're trying to get this all sorted out. But Amp takes him down, and that's a great start for the side of X18. And it looks like working their way towards this A-bomb site, and Tut, he just smokes some great shots coming in from him.
Yeah, bomb going down on A. I do love that the 2 Boundless players are kind of working again with each other. Marshall, though, gonna hold down this position. Oof, that's not looking good here. Wow, both of the Boundless players just get taken out by Marshall, so good on him holding that one down. You know, first round going to X18.
And Marshall, he just had all the information in the world. That's such a gunfight, hard gunfight to take. I would have maybe liked to potentially see him hop on top of the truck there, maybe take a little bit of an off angle, change it up, and that's where you have a strat or a spot on the map where it is so nerdy, and what that means is it's an area where nobody else knows about, or it's so uncommon. It catches a lot of these players off guard, and I'm not sure if this was intentional, but Phantom unfortunately knifed one of his teammates, makes up for it, gets it back to 3v3, and Marshall, he had the coverage of Neum, great stuff. coming on in from them as he's 4-0, rocking the submachine gun, and he finds another X18. They are putting it to the side of Boundless.
Yeah, Boundless, Nesra, Kakashi, Chemistry, Aramis. I don't think any of their names are on there. They're all playing on a different account. So interesting for us to figure out who's who, as well as you at
game.
Home. Yeah, but you know, they are all on the team. But I don't think any of their team names are right here for Team Balance. But hey, they're in there. Those are those 4 players. I can guarantee that. Can also guarantee Marshall's on a 5-0. He doesn't care what needs to get figured out because he's figuring he's just going to come out here and kill everyone. And here's another one lined up. Oh my gosh. Actually, it looks like Neum took that kill from him. Just everyone is kind of fighting for kills at this point. See number 5 there right in the middle. He might be able to catch a kill, but he's just going to get traded immediately. You just run into the center of the map. What do you expect?
You can tell how well oiled this team is.
Yeah. Because
right as one player goes down, look at that. The other is there for the challenge, for the trade. Marshall 7-0. He was a guy I wanted to highlight, being that AR, that anchor, and so far, he's being aggressive with it, and it is paying off. X18, they are just going to show no mercy to Boundless.
Yeah. 7-0, and they're really just fighting to find kills, and that's not where you want to be if you're the side of Boundless. And we see here X18 is going to set a little defensive of position, let them run into them, but the gunny is there. You see one X18 member fall as they scramble to try and find that trade. Is this going to be 3-3? See number 5 here trying to work in. Oh my gosh, Neum is just going to push through. Absolute insanity coming from him. That's another body down, off to just planting the bomb, but Neum is probably going to be there to answer it. Yeah, real easy cleanup now, 4-0. It could be the 6-0. Look at this, just trading who gets the bomb defused. Now they're just messing around. I love it.
I think they're just waiting for their dead silence to run out so they can at least have it being loaded up once this round is coming to a close close. But everybody trying to go into the gallows, do some push-ups. I love it. Neum, he loves to hit the gym.
Gains.
This is what you want to see these players showing off right now. You know, the gunnies maybe on the arms is what they were really trying to pull out, but the great stuff coming on in from X18.
Yeah, and just shows the heavy lifting that the whole team here is doing. 4-0. I mean, this is almost a quicker 6-0 than we've seen previously on this last game. At least no one's committing suicide yet. So Boundless is a little bit ahead in that regard. And you see almost everyone on Boundless was able to find a kill. Even X18, Jafor, which is, that is him. So he's sitting on the donut here, 0-3. But we got donuts of the other kind. Neum 7-0, Marshall 8-0. Amp still trying to find some kills. But they're just fighting for kills. They just want to find bodies. They still have yet to lose anyone. God. Finally, one of the members of X18 falls here as they're looking for a 5-0. It's just one player left now for Alice. What a tough match.
This is... it just feels like I'm watching a pubs match right now, in all honesty. There's not much I can say about it. He felt so confident. He ran at him with a knife, and he could have probably gunned him if he wanted to. And he was zigzagging. He still gets to a foot within him. 10-0 for Marshall. I believe Neum is 9-0. You have 2 players that haven't died. Like, this is more dominant than we just saw in the last series from the NM boys. Yeah, 10-0, 7-0. And then you have a player, J4, as he is 0-4. It doesn't matter. You have 2 players that haven't died. It's a blowout.
J4 now with the sniper. Our largest streak today was an 11 streak. So maybe Marshall can match that in search and destroy. Because I think our last one was an hard point for the 11. Just showing the pure strength here from Marshall. Hopefully he could get a kill here. Deddy is popped. He could tie the record for S&D as he looks for it. I mean, if that's what you're fighting for, the kill streak record, you're in the right place.
It's going to be interesting. Marshall always looking to try to reset it. Does he get it? No, the reset didn't come in. His dead silence runs out, but it's 11-0 quickly to a 2v2, and Neum is off the board, so that's a great start for the side of Team Boundless to pull off the full sale. I just don't think you have it in you. Look at this angle that he's finding. He should be able to wallbang, but backs up smartly. Marshall gets tagged to 18 and Amp the reposition. 30 seconds left. They're trying to find these kill. Marshall 12-0, and I think he has the record as of right now. Is he going to make it 13? Will he not go down in the search and destroy?
And Boundless has to plant this bomb. It doesn't get it done. 12 streak is our record as Marshall beats the 11 streak, which was set in hardpoint. This was S&D. Oh my goodness, like X18. I mean, I'd love to say that, you know, we knew who was on the team of Boundless, who was who, but it didn't matter. They all just fell down there. None of them got around. X18's it's seriously good job. You know, and I like how you brought up this is almost like a pub match. This is just them trying to figure out where they stand in the tournament, right? So, you know, once everyone gets paired off where they need to be against a similarly ranked team, similarly skilled, you know, like we just seen, you know, the 6-0 and the 6-0 there. So, you know, Boundless is probably going to go up against Extortion in the tournament, and, you know, NM Boys will probably go against X18. So, you know, we get those amazing matches as the tournament starts. And, you know, the losing bracket is even more amazing because they're out once they're out.
I mean, you were saying, where do they stand in this tournament? I mean, they're just looking around and be like, where did everybody go? Where were the players? Because they were 6 feet under the ground. They were burying everybody. That wasn't even close. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That was so dang easy for them. It didn't even feel like they were really needing to run any strats. But you could tell how well the side of X18 is oiled with their submachine guns. I mean, Neum, he was running. You can tell the chemistry between Marshall and Neum. It is there. They feel confident going into search and destroy. And I think we just got information that in both of their series, they haven't dropped an S&D round. That's insane.
Yeah, I think that we're going for Boundless NM Boys for our next lineup. And, you know, NM Boys just did all that to Extortion and X18. Very similarly, just put that on Boundless. It might be a very similar lineup here. Or, you know, score set that we've seen 6-0, just sheesh, just wow, you know, just putting them down, not where you want to be. And, you know, I like that there's no body shots going on here. You know, we're in person here, so you throw some body shots, you might have to throw some hands right after. So, you know, that's laying. But I got to say, all the players have been very respectful. You know, we had the loser interview earlier, and usually it's nothing you can do online because, you know, you're online, you can say whatever you want with no repercussions, but here at the LAN, you know, everyone very professional so far. You know, going 0-6, that's tough to swallow, but, you know, the score set speaks for itself, but that's what the tournament's for. When it starts, you're going to get evenly matched with who you're supposed to be against.
Yeah, and you try to be respectful as possible, right? When the going gets tough and the matches are close, that's where you see everybody get heated. But when you know that you are 5 steps ahead of this team, it's just like, this is a walk in the park, right? And X18, that was just another day at work for them, and it was so simple. Nobody has been able to challenge them so far, especially in that first one. They start off at 1-0, and I know a lot of people, yeah, the names were all incorrect for Team Boundless. It was Chemistry, Neshur, Kakashi, and Arams. Unfortunately, we didn't get that confirmation which account was which, unfortunately, just due to the fact that Battle.net and Steam has just been kind of having problems. But nonetheless, Boundless, they're not looking strong. X18, I think it's going to be them and NM Boys that are going to be competing for that top spot in this division.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're going to see something similar for this next one. Is it going to be a 6-0? I mean, I hope not. We didn't see the hard point, but you know, it was such a upset, even over what the NM Boys did to Extortion, that it just might be similar again. But, you know, we got to get through this so we can get through the tournament and get these players exactly where they stand so we can get evenly matched setups.
Yeah, and before we head on into this next series, I think we're going to cut it to a short break until we can get everybody loaded on up.